Okay, for a moment, let's close up our conversion table and let's begin something else. One thing that's been added recently, you'll notice that this is a blue information dot here, and this is a green one. Well, the difference is that when you click on any particular information dot, this is where you can actually describe what the assignment was about. Well, it was there before, but some people said, wouldn't it be nice if we could keep our lesson plan document, something that we had attached that we wanted to have ready for the children to see or for me to refer to? Wouldn't it be nice if we could put an attachment right here? So you're allowed to go ahead and click on Upload Attachment. And when you do, I'll just choose an icon here that I happen to have. Here's Azerbaijan flag. Okay, so this thing's being uploaded, and I now have the Azeri flag icon. If I want to look at it, I can just view it real quick. I can click on it, and it'll show, because that's what it's been told to do, is to run through. It'll open up the program that made it and hide it for you if you want to take it away. However, when you have an attachment, it turns green. That's what the green's about. If you want to get rid of the attachment, just click in here and say, please remove the attachment. It's gone. So, before you go too far and forget that you've got something, you're welcome to look at these greens. If you want to add something, click on the information. It's probably a good idea that in addition to going ahead and giving it a title and a date, it might be also a good idea to go ahead and click here and say what was the purpose of this particular assignment. Test of cut column, paste column here. It certainly have a lot more educational meaning than what I just wrote here. Your choice. A lot of freedom there. Let's take a look for a moment also at something that I mentioned earlier, and that was these red values. Here's a 23 that happens to be here. Why is it red? How did it get to be red? This red is indicating to you that on this day, Tuesday, March 1st, 2016, this particular student was absent. It's automatic. When you click back into the Marks book area, every time that you click on a class, the system automatically does a check, and it says, okay, of the dates that the teacher has entered, was there anybody marked absent in this class? And if they were, turn whatever the teacher has indicated into red. So I'd suggest the teachers don't use red themselves, because the red is telling you there is an attendance entry marked for that child, class absent. It doesn't let you enter attendance, but it certainly gives you a confirmation, perhaps why the child was not doing well, or perhaps they have to make up an exam. So do your attendance carefully, and it will show up in your Marks book. Let's look down here at points now. Okay, so here we are again. We're looking at points and percentages. This was scored at 75 points. This was scored at 75. This one was scored at 60. There's 75. This is percent. That one's percent. So I'm going to go over here on the right and say, let's do the assignments that have been marked as points. And you'll notice that up here, it gives you the total of each child across the sheet. 92 points is the sum of the 3 columns that actually have points designated down here. Compared to the maximum number of points of 285, well, this child didn't do so well. This child only had 32%. That 32% got converted to the mark of a 1 because, remember, over here in the conversion table, we said that if the percentage was from 25 to 49, that's a 1. You can play with these things automatically, and when you do, you can change it, and you can click over here. Let's do the percents now, because we do have 2 columns that are marked percent. Click on this one, and now you'll see that we don't have a total because it's percent. It's not actually adding up percentages. That's for the points column. This child had a 50%. That's equivalent to a 2. This one has a 0%. Now, anything in red over here tells the teacher that at least one assignment in this row is not a number. So if you said these are supposed to be numbers, it gets to this one, and this one's supposedly absent, though it doesn't match the attendance record. That means that over here it indicates to you a percentage, not that it's a 0, because that's just the percentage that they got, but it's red. So that means that be careful. There's probably some missing data in this particular child's results. Let's look at a couple other options on this percentages. Here's percents. I said this is going to be a 50%. Let's make this test 75% of the grade, and let's make this 50%. Well, if you try to do that, it's going to give you a problem, because it says here, you know, the percentages in this assignment are 125. This doesn't make sense. So the percentages down here at the bottom, you need to make sure they total 100. If, however, you've got a whole bunch of assignments that you really don't care about and you'd like them to be the rest of the value, this one's 75%, this one's whatever the computer needs to make 100, then if you'll click this, it'll tell you, you know, they should be 100, you've only got 75 accounted for. Can I distribute the remaining percentages, which are 25, across the number of assignments that have no percentage? Sure, go ahead. So it figures out that 25 was missing, so it gave it 75 and 25, make 100, then it continues its computation and builds it up. This icon here gives you a summary. Instead of looking way across at all of these numbers and all the names, it essentially takes all the columns out and gives you a nice fresh summary of what you're looking for. So here we have the children, here we have the same columns but just in a much smaller thing, and we have these values taken and placed into a tab delimited manner so that this can be taken directly to Excel. So I'm going to copy the consolidated grades to the clipboard, and it says they're there. If I go over to Excel and paste, there I have it. So it's very easy, very, very easy to take anything that you happen to have had and move that out here. You'll notice if I spread these columns apart, give them a little more room because some of the names are kind of long. And remember that this particular one was a percent, so there is no subtotal of points. Here's their final percentages, and that's the mark according to the conversion table.